Hey there, and welcome. So, you finally got your hands on a new Baofeng radio. You power it on, full of excitement, and what do you hear? Absolutely nothing, just silence. It's a super common thing, trust me. But today, we're going to fix that. We are going to unlock the one feature that will completely change the game for you, the scan function. This is how you find all the action on the airwaves.
Yeah, it's a classic story for anyone who's new to these radios. You're just sitting there listening to static thinking, did I get a broken one? Where is everybody? Well, the good news is the solution is already built right into your radio. And believe me, once you know the secret, it is so simple to use. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to cover what scanning actually is, the two main ways to do it, how to kick it off, the one setting that you absolutely have to know, and then we'll wrap up by fixing those annoying little problems you might run into. By the end of this, you'll be a scanning pro. Let's get into it.
All right, Section 1. Let's unlock your radio scan. This is where we go from that frustrating silence to a radio that is just buzzing with signals.
So what even is scanning? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like the seek button on your car radio. You know, when you're looking for a new station? Instead of you having to twist the dial through every single frequency, you just hit a button, and the radio does all the heavy lifting. It just zips through the channels and automatically stops when it hears someone talking. It's literally your key to discovering what's happening out there.
Okay, before we just jump in and press the button, you've got a choice to make, and it's a pretty important one. This brings us to the two paths you can take, VFO versus MR. Basically, you need to ask yourself, am I in exploration mode trying to find brand new things, or am I just trying to listen to the channels I already have saved?
And this chart right here breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got frequency mode. That's VFO. Think of this as discovery mode. It scans the entire band, just hunting for any signal it can possibly find. Now on the other side, you've got channel mode, or MR. This is all about efficiency. It only scans the channels you've already programmed into your radio's memory. So you could say VFO is for finding new people to listen to, while MR is for checking in on your favorites. And switching between them is easy. You just tap that VFO/MR button.
Okay, you've picked your mode. Now for the fun part. How do we actually get this thing scanning? Let's walk through the steps. I promise, it's almost ridiculously easy.
It's really just two simple moves. First, get into the mode you want, either VFO for frequencies or MR for your channels. Got it? Okay. Now, just find that little star key, the one that also says scan right on it, and press and hold it down for like 2 seconds. And that's it, seriously. You'll see the numbers on your screen just start zipping by. Your radio is now officially on the hunt.
But wait, what if you want to, take back control? Easy. You've got a couple of pro tips right here. To stop the scan cold, just hit your push-to-talk button, the PTT, or the exit key. Either one works. And here's a really cool trick. While it's scanning, you can actually use the up and down arrow keys to change the direction it's going. So you can scan up the band or down the band on the fly. Simple, right? But super useful. Okay, pay attention. Because this next part, this is the stuff that separates the rookies from the pros. We're about to talk about the single most important setting for scanning on your Baofeng. I'm talking about menu 18. This is the secret sauce, folks.
And I am not kidding around here. Getting a handle on this one menu item will completely change how you use your scanner. It dictates what the radio does after it locks onto a signal. And that changes everything. So when you dive into menu 18, you're going to see 3 options. Each one tells your radio how to behave. Let's break them down. First up is TO. That stands for time operation. With this one, the radio finds a signal, stops for about 5 seconds to give you a taste, and then it just moves on, even if they're still talking. It's perfect if you just want a quick flyby of all the activity. Next, we have CO, which is carrier operation. Now, this is the one that most people are going to want to use most of the time. It stops on a signal and it stays there until the signal drops, until the person stops talking. Then it starts scanning again. So bottom line, if you want to hear whole conversations, CO is your best friend. And last, there's SE, or search operation. This one is simple. It finds a signal and it stops. Period. The scan is over. This is great for when your whole mission is just to find one active frequency and park on it.
We are in the home stretch now. You know how to scan, you know how to tweak it to your liking. But what happens when things go wrong? Let's tackle the 2 biggest headaches that drive new users crazy. Think of this as your personal troubleshooting guide.
Okay, first big problem. Does your scan feel painfully slow? Like you're watching paint dry? Is it just crawling through the frequencies like it's stuck in molasses? Yeah, there's a really simple explanation for that.
The culprit here is something called your step size.
If that's set to a super tiny number like 2.5K, it means your radio is checking thousands and thousands of teeny tiny little steps between frequencies. No wonder it's slow. But the fix is so easy. Just go to menu 1, it's called step, and crank that value up. Change it to something bigger, like 12.5K or 25K. You will immediately see a huge difference. Your scan is going to feel like it's on rocket fuel.
All right, on to problem number 2, and this one's a real pain. Your radio's scanning away, doing its thing, but it keeps stopping on channels that are nothing but static. Super annoying, right? So what's the deal with that?
What's happening is your squelch setting is too low. Think of squelch as a gatekeeper for sound. If the level is too low, the gatekeeper is letting everything through, even faint little bits of static. It thinks that noise is a real signal. The solution is in menu 0, labeled SQ. All you have to do is go in there and nudge that number up. Try setting it to a 3, a 4, or maybe a 5. That tells your radio's gatekeeper, hey, only open up for the strong, clear signals. And just like that, no more false stops.
And that's really all there is to it. You are now fully equipped. You have all the know-how you need to turn that quiet little box into a serious listening post. You know about VFO and MR, you know how to start and stop the scan, how to fine-tune it with menu 18, and even how to troubleshoot the most common glitches. So, there's really only one question left to ask. Now that you can hear what's out there, what are you going to discover?